Sven, Grail Hunter, Rhonda. What's that? Had a little double beat going there for a minute. It's Tuesday. It is I have a big show. Let's just say I have a big show. I'm going to have fun tonight. Let me tell you something. I came up with this idea yesterday. We have great guests. First time, let's turn this off. By the way, I like to start a lot of the videos. I mean, he's just one of the best NBA channels out there. GOAT, just a great NBA channel. So he pulls great highlights, vocabulary, pretty sure ChatGPT vocabulary, but just great stuff. Really great stuff. Okay. The Mantle Awards are here. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I have to sit at a weird, different angle. I'll tell you in a second. I injured myself today. Buffoon moment. Getting older moment. Son of a bitch. Sorry. We're 2.5 minutes into the live. We're good. Bargain Boxer is back. He said earlier, it says right there, he's had a rough last 30 days. So Bargain Boxer, we're wishing you the best. I mean, he's here every live. He's part of the chat. I put him up here because he's always in the chat. So we have Bob Boozle, Petty, Bargain Boxer, and Ruggs going for best in chat. Best live caller, Petty, Orlando, Ziggy, and Gio. Story of the year is probably the closest one right now. We had the $350 million fake memorabilia autos, or what, FBI raid. There's also someone offing themselves. We have the snipe failure, Shine 150, and I feel like we're missing one there. What are we missing? We're definitely missing one there. The Beckett P. Ryan interview. I don't know why it's not there. Easiest to dislike, Card Collector 2, Mojo Sports, Jeff Wilson, Pac-Man. This guy made an interesting video that we could all discuss shortly. Good to see everyone. We're popping in. We're already at 60 people here, just a minute and a half. Thank you for the nomination. No doubt, Bargain Boxer. So first off, I guess before we go, this is what inspired me, this stupid ass first ever Mantle Hobby Awards, which, show me the results. I want to see the real. I just have based on who's nominated in these things, I just feel maybe it's all in good, just publicity, trying to get people to join Mantle. I think that was the only way you could vote, was joining the app. So I didn't vote because I'm at this point where I'm done I don't want to download a bunch of stuff. I have so much. I need to be I have a lot. Let me just jump to this. Today, I sprained my foot. I might have broke my foot. I think it's sprained. I can't walk currently. Can you see crutches behind me? I don't know. The chair might be covering them. So I'm sitting at a weird angle. I'm doing things different. I was very pumped and excited for this show. And now I hurt my ankle. And so I can't walk. It's elevated a bit. It's wrapped up. It's a bitch. And it could have been far worse. What happened real quick is these are the newer build at some schools. So it's not my school, but the same thing. And the kids after lunch always want to tap this, let's jump and hit this. And so me, first off, I'm recovering from his hand. Okay. Yeah, I've done pull-ups my whole life, love pull-ups. And so let me show you how you do this. And I've done this before. I grab onto the railing here and I do a pull-up and all is good. And we move on. Well, it was 50 degrees outside. We just got done playing football. My hands are cold. My hands not all the best. I go to reach for this and I don't know. I just slip off. So I slip off, I fall backwards. Thank goodness I didn't hit my head. But I felt my foot land weird, and it hurt like hell. Immediately, I thought I broke it because it felt one of those weird. You just feel something. Oh, that's not supposed to go that way. Now, after recovery here, 5 hours. This happened maybe 5 hours ago. I think it's a sprain. I think 3 to 5 days. Where I like to go to work, so and I don't like to miss days. Anyways, I'll probably go in tomorrow, but yeah, a little frustrating. So my guess is a grade 1. The way it hurts so freaking bad, it worries me. Maybe it's worse based on the swelling and the bruising. Maybe it's too early. I don't know. Rhonda actually might know more about that. But anyway, she's, I think, a traveling nurse. Way to go, Rhonda. No, serious. It's a job I could never do. So this is what's on deck. I have a rant, and my shoulders are gonna hurt because I'm sitting weird. And son of a. It's going to be fun. It's all about having fun tonight. We're going to look at the Mantle Awards. We're going to look at the Professor Awards. Go vote now. It's at the link at the top. It sends you to my post page, and there's 4 different things you can vote on. We also have a vote right here. It only lets me run one poll at a time. So I could only, and then I thought, let's just get ahead of it and post these out. And I'm shocked that on one of them, there's 200 people voted already in less than 24 hours. So that's interesting. That'll be fun. We'll do more Griffey Watch tomorrow. Chris Hoge from, House of Jordan is what that stands for. Chris, he part owner, maybe a full owner with Carletter. I think him and someone else co-founded it. So he'll be on at 5:30. We asked him some questions. I have a couple questions myself that I want to hear the answers to. Nothing terrible or negative, but just some honest questions. And then at 6 p.m., Chris Sewell's going to come on. I think I want to we've taken a look at a lot of charts, modern craze. Let's look at some vintage cards. Let's look at some other cards, do prices. We'll do voicemails with Chris. So always fun when Chris shows up. And today we're lucky enough because I've never met Greg, and I believe that's how he spells his name. Forgive me. I triple checked and I could still be wrong. And then he has a tag team mystery partner he's bringing with him. So at 6 o'clock in about 50 minutes, they'll join, I think, for about an hour. I have questions for them. I don't know if that'll last an hour, but I'm sure whatever we do, it'll be a fun conversation. I'm looking forward to meeting both midlife cards, also a teacher out in California where it's near where I grew up, and a mystery tag team partner. But before that, voicemails, Mojo Sports screams it to the rooftop. He's pissed. He's scammed. He also had a short about a scam, about kids getting scammed. And it's so ridiculous and seems scripted. And even if it's not scripted, they shot it a few times. It just feels that way. But it's like, oh, okay, you have a full video of you getting scammed on the most basic card. You probably shouldn't be getting scammed on those. And then and then you put out a short on another scam on some kids. Is this an angle? Are we working an angle? I probably not, but it's worthy of just, it pops in the head. The video, this is I think, honest Phil here. And I thank him for being so honest. And I think after the fact, but I still, the part that I'll get into my thoughts on that, because the comments are very, very strong one way. Then sure, I mean, people shouldn't be doing, wake up. This is what the card industry is. I mean, at least this guy's coming out. I know he shouldn't have done it, but 2 years later, he's saying, nah, bro, and he's absolutely right. I'm going to get to that later, but this stuff, it's not, he's absolutely right. I'm right. This shit it's not the most professional world. If you're professional, you probably did something else with your life. You're not dealing. I'm not saying everyone's not professional. I'm not saying that 20-30%. Run Good Life put it at, for every good breaker, there's 4 bad breakers. So he's putting it at 20%. 80% of the hobby, 70% of the hobby is not professional. And so this is what you get every day, every hour. Anyways, what else? I hurt my ankle, son of a gun. Oh, some goals by the end of 2026. 25 pull-ups, run 5 miles in 50 minutes, 50 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. You get one body. I wore a bag in high school, and that inspired me to run marathons and box. And then, I paralyzed this arm and hand 2.5 years ago, and we're getting better, and it's getting much better. And now I hurt my ankle, and it's like, dude, you're getting to the point where you're ready to go. So use your body, be thankful. You get one. That's it. And people don't think about their health until it's a problem. You don't think about until I lost this hand. Put on a sock with one hand. I challenge you. You're going to find and start every morning that way. So yeah, mad respect for anyone paralyzed anywhere. And now, I'll lose my foot for a week, maybe. Thank goodness it's not worse. I don't think it just happened today, but yeah, you don't realize how Having 1 foot. What a pay. Oh my goodness. How could you live? Okay. This is fun. This little 24 here is a 3 month market being a member. It's $5. I'm not you get a couple. I put out maybe a video a month. I put out a goals video recently. Not, more personal, more a little behind the scenes. I release maybe a video 12 hours early, maybe at night instead of in the morning. You get a little early access. You get some emojis. I made a hey now emoji. So, hey, how about someone that's a member? How about a hey now in the chat? Anyways, he's been a member for 3 months. After 3 months, it's this graduate cap with the 24 Kobe. And, it's not, we have some other, I wanted a community spotlight here. Sven, always here. He's also a member. Thank you, bro. Paul Bowman commented a bunch, has been here a lot. Excuse me, Beyond Proof, longtime follower, just videos, a lot of comments. Collector Charles, also a member. Thank you. And finally, the real one, Mike Petty. Okay, to my rant. Let's start with the rant. I have, and then we're going to get to the awards and we'll do the stupid awards, not mine, but the Mantle awards. Oh, how dare they take that? Why? That is branding at its finest. Hey, the best card out there is a Mickey Mantle. He's the best player. He's the one that's represented as the best athlete maybe of all time if you're going by card prices. So let's name the fucking app Mantle. Hello? We're genius. You know how proud of themselves they were for that? Let's be real. Do you know how fucking proud of themselves they were for that one? Maybe they should be, maybe they shouldn't. All right. Spoiler alert. Oh, you're negative. You're negative. Just a reminder here. TCG is now a direct competition. You think kids are growing up buying sports cards? No, bro. The kids that love it, the kids that like the art, the kids are down for it, that really love it, that don't just see money signs, the 17, 18, 23-year-olds. The kids all collect fucking Pokemon or TCG. They're not out there, ooh, I got this one, I got that one, I got a Mike Trout, who's Mike Trout? But they know who, Charizard, Pikachu, and all the new ones are. Snorlax, there's a million new ones. You're one technology from everything not being valuable anymore. And I'm not saying crash, and I think cards will always have a demand in market. The demand right now is a little bit not organic. Let's put it that way. In my opinion, a lot of it's some BS. You also have stocks, Bitcoin, a real estate crash. If the economy starts to see a dip there hard, which we've seen in Bitcoin, well, does that trickle into cards? Okay, you're crazy. A war. Well, I look at history, right? And by the way, they tell you they want Venezuela for the drugs, right? Oh, there's people coming over. No. Venezuela has tons of oil. Venezuela is not that far from us by ship. So I'm just saying, and I'm not fine. Oil makes rich company. The rich get richer. The rich get richer. So maybe they're going for to stop the drugs, but it's more likely for oil. Fanatics, they already seem out of touch. I already think there's going to be. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. They all talk about the same fucking talking points. Sorry, and maybe I'm guilty of it here too. But there's going to be Topps fatigue. You're going to get Topps Chrome basketball. You're going to get Topps Chrome football. You're going to get Topps Chrome baseball. I'm a football and basketball guy. I collected baseball my whole life. 7-8 years ago, I decided, bro, all these Chipper Jones, all these Randy Johnsons, I can't have I need to focus on two sports. And at that time, I still played fantasy baseball. I was losing a little love for baseball. Baseball has brought back a lot of fans with these new rules. Some might say Ohtani. I think it's the new rules. The new rules are great for baseball. Really help the game. And the NBA needs to do that right now. And now I'm a little off on a tangent and I lost my train of thought here. Scam, shill bidding, greed. Oh, the burnout. You heard it here first. There will be Topps burnout. I already missed Prism. And do I want it unlicensed? It's not the same thing. But you're getting Topps paper every year, nothing else. No Prism, no Optic. I argue everyone wanted to put out a video. Oh, everyone's talking about, if Fanatics buys Panini. Well, first of all, it's probably not happening. Now that I think there's just more value to other companies that want to get in this huge card game right now, and they're willing to have that infrastructure. Number two, we'll see if it even gets sold. And number three, the value it does have to Fanatics and Topps is now they have Optic, and now they have Flawless, and now they have Prism. I think it's gonna be missed, and it's gonna get Tops. There's gonna be Tops brand. Who the hell wants Tops base next year? There was a little rush for it because it's the first one printed. It's before football. Is Tops about? Oh, okay, I didn't want it, and I've heard it's trash. I heard it's a garbage rip. And who the hell wants it next year? Short-term gimmicks. This is the truth. Right now, you're in a lot of short-term gimmicks. You're thinking now. You got to please your boardroom. You got to please the investors. You want to sell companies. So you're running these short-term gimmicks instead of producing a long-term product. It doesn't mean it can't change over time. Doesn't mean it can't fix shit. But right now, these arena clubs of the world, breakers are, I don't buy it. Now they're doing the 5-second ooh. And so I just think a lot of it's short-term gimmicks and not a long-term product. We've seen it's been highlighted the past month, thank goodness. There's people spending hundreds of thousands. There's people just spending millions of dollars on cards a month. And they don't have a clue how the infrastructure works. And the infrastructure is just as bad as our good old boy Phil. Somebody's got to be the bad guy. The auction houses are the bad guy. The infrastructure is not worth your money. If you really want to clean it up, the people that got money, well, money fucking talks. And it's easy for me to say because I don't. So, hey, then it's easy for me to say down there for looking up. But the way I see change is number one, media, and number two, money coming in. But if you want your money to be safe and honest and truthful, and you're spending all that damn money, I cut out the God there. I watched myself in about 1/3 of a second. I was able to take out the don't say God. I just said damn. I'm working on it. Always trying to get better. Got to heal this ankle. Very frustrating. My goodness, so frustrating that ankle. If you're just joining, I could have broke my foot. It sure felt like it. I think it's a sprain. I can't walk on it currently. It'll be better soon. Knock on wood. I am frustrated right now. I'm kind of sitting funny. Shoulders hurt. You don't need to know this, but it's just happened 6 hours ago. Trends fade, not just burnout from Tops, but eventually I'm already seeing, oh God, an Al Pacino auto. Sure, 5, 7, 4 years ago, I thought that was cool. Now, oh, just another damn product. Who cares? What I want to see is more if more genuine content like Greg midlife cards, like our mystery tag team partner coming today, and less bought out media. Well, that creates another narrative. I mean, I hope you you just don't social. I hear it from other industries. I saw a YouTube video the other day. I didn't watch. I saw that everything on Instagram or everything on social media is just one big, advertisement. And that's what you're seeing with cards. They're all selling something. They all want you in. They all want the business. Money. I'm on one. I'm feeling good. I was worried. I was in a really good, let's go. I love the idea of the awards that came to me late last night. Okay. And then I hurt my ankle and now I'm a little more frustrated. And that's good for this rant. I won't stay frustrated the whole show, promise. But it's good for this show. Hey, Mr. Wilson, $4.99. Thank you, sir. Go vote now. Top at the link. Wilson's been not Jeff. No. The real one, Mr. Wilson here. Ty, I think. I don't know. Ever since he found the live, he hasn't left. Big supporter. Likes, I appreciate. We probably think a lot alike. Also, I mean, this is where I really want to. A lot of channels, I shouldn't even hate. What you don't get elsewhere is a lot of the nuance. You get a lot of the same talking points. You get not enough nuance. So my last point that we're going to dive a little deeper, becoming more and more a luxury product. The average person in the US makes 65 a year, 65K. Now let's take a look. The top 20, this is 2022. I don't know, it probably grown since then even more. The top 20% of Americans by income have seen their wealth increase the most between 1990 and 2022. At the end of 2022, this group held 71% of the nation's wealth, up from 61 in 1990. So 71% of the wealth in this country is owned by the 20%. Okay, I even did a few charts here. So let's take a look. The top 20% control 71% of the wealth. What's happening here is they want corporate distractions. They want to shift the blame. Oh, everyone does it. No offense to Trike, but not even. Trike came on saying, hey, do you look at the big influencers as doing good? Are they supposed to be good role models? Well, they want to keep the money. And so, sure, I'm not for it because they don't represent the other 80%. And the big one here is, and it's not just cards. This is America right now, and probably much of the world. It's a protect the system game. And it's not, I don't want to say 1%. Geo saying 1% life. This is the top. I want to make my point clear. No one else's. This is the top 20% in America, control 71, and they want to keep it that way. And it's obvious in your daily life. And so when you have 80% fighting for 29%, well, we see a lot of rising cost is a lot of rising costs because the greed over here, theirs just keeps getting bigger. It's grown 10% from 61 to 71 in the last 35 years. Wage stagnation, housing crisis, debt and medical bills, and basically fighting for crumbs. Okay, the orange represents the 20%. They control 71% of all the wealth, this little group right here. Where just think about it for a second. Stop, enough with the, fine, chat away, but I really want you to think about this. 80%, this orange group fights for less than a third of the rest. So imagine being in that 80%. It is a fucking grind. It's almost hopeless. I mean, I'm going to get fucking emotional. I'm speaking from the heart here. And I could only imagine being 18 or 20 years old now. I didn't grow up with social media in my face. Yes, the job opportunities, the reality of a college degree was far less by the time I graduated. But today, far worse. And they're still sold the dream go to college. And it's now costing even more than it cost me. And it used to be free in this country. A college degree used to mean something in this country. So what we see in cards, what you see in a lot of the influencers, when you see a lot of the top channels, is they're either in this 20% right here, or they want damn well to be in that 20%, and they don't give a shit how they get there, because being in this 80% is hard. And one more chart, because I wanted to really hammer this home. This is 1,000 people. It's always easier to break it down smaller. So these 1,000 people, you have 200 of them, 20%, that control this amount of the pie, 200 people. And they're 187 of them are doing their best and colluding and working together and creating monopolies to stay in the 71%, to stay controlling all of this. You can't lose that. Not to your boardrooms, not to your investors. And that's what's going on. The corporate world, they're not thinking cards. Arena Club is not, I know cards and this is going to work. It's a corporation coming in and thinking we can profit. And what the fuck do they know? We'll see. Because what I'm going to tell you is these other 800 people right here, they're going to end up stopping. It's not a good product. They have other shit to do. They have other things to worry about. And what the target demographic is like 15 to 25-year-old males. Because they're the ones that don't realize, oh shit, at 23, I'm screwing up. What I do now is important. I didn't know. I didn't have good mentors or people guiding me the right way. So I want that just hopefully to sink in just a little. And then the younger crowd even makes less. This crowd they're targeting 16 to 24, $2,100, 20. There's no wiggle room there. There's no room to get ahead. Even if a dime of that goes into a break, even if a dime of that is spent on sports cards, what a waste of your youth. So this is a real point. I'm using, this, and I wanted to make it as strong as possible because it's the fucking truth. It's what you don't see from, sorry to call them out, Jeff Wilson, who's a millionaire. He's in this group. Our boy Geo, I like Geo. He's in this group, and he's gonna make sure that he stays in that group. And if you were in that group, you probably would too. But then there becomes a line of, are we treating the other 800 people fairly? Are we giving the other 800 people in this group a chance? No, for the most part, you're keeping them down. And you probably don't even know it. And it's bigger than you. It's a society problem. This is created from decades and decades of shitty policy from lobbyists and politicians. All right. All right, enough of it. This is ridiculous. All right. Let's do a little hammering. This is Geo's boy here. This is almost a mockery. Let's be real here. Thanksgiving. Okay, times were tough. No one had a heater. No, you want to be thankful for it? Be thankful for a fucking heater. You know what no one had at Thanksgiving? A refrigerator. And this dude's using it to push arena club and sports card nonsense using an American holiday Thanksgiving. How cringe is this? What dude in our demographic is gonna click this? This is let's get some 15-year-old. How cute. How fun, how silly, what stupidness. And the one that pissed me off is thankful for Arena Club. Bro, I even like Clever Cuban. My heart's getting passionate about this one. I even like Clever Cuban, so I don't want to be so hard. But this is from a time. Hey, there was wars fought. There was people died. There was people that got their heads scalped, and you're going to use it to show fucking sports cards. Let's be real. Not only that, he made sure Arena Club was on the thumbnail. So you could get your 20-year-olds, instead of being thankful for life and hot water and a bathroom, be thankful for Arena Club. Hey, Gio, you should stop talking because you're ignorant to the other 800 people. I'm being serious. That comment is fucking dumb. You're being ignorant to people that didn't have parents. You're being ignorant to people that got divorced parents that didn't have money. You're being ignorant to people that had a leg not up. And sure, some people still make it. It still takes some luck. It's not just hard work. And a moral compass does fucking matter. I'm not going to get there questioning my morals. And you sound ignorant. You sound like a millionaire when you type that in there. And not that, because I know many millionaires. The one weird thing about this thing is all of a sudden, everyone I talk to, not on here, but many of the conversations I have off here are people with money, and that's new for me. And you know what? There's some great people with money. So I don't want to say that. Gio's comments were ignorant. Screw you about that. You sound dumb there, or you just want to get chat riled up, or it's for content, but you do sound very stupid with that comment. Because again, it's easy to say that when you're the 200 out of 1,000, but try living out of the 800. Oh, yeah, sure. Do you see the competition there? There's 800 people struggling to try to get to that top 29%. Or the top whatever to get into that other bucket, the top 80%. There's 800 people trying to be number 800 to try to get in that yellow. And it's an ignorant statement because everyone has a different backstory. I'm all about hard work, all about it. I hurt my ankle. I didn't even want to leave. I'm about go, go, go. That's what you do. I couldn't walk. It's best to rest it. I'll be back tomorrow. I got crutches. I'll be back. So you're saying I'm not working hard enough? I'm making stupid choices? Keep promoting the guys you're promoting. Tyler Tarver's a wonder for the hobby. A wonder. Probably in that top 200 and making sure he's staying there. Sure presents himself like he's in that 200, but I'm not even bitter at the 200. Your statement was ignorant. And you know what all this leaves me? Discouraged. Seeing this and everything else 90% of the people make, let's just be real, it leaves me discouraged. I had a whole rant about this. Why the fuck am I here? Why am I not reading books? Why am I not in the boxing gym? Why am I not doing other things? Analyzing other things, writing, playing video games. But I'm here because it's fun and I love it. And someone needs to be a voice for the people. Someone needs to say, hey, there's 800 of us, and the only ones making content or the content you can see are in the other 200. Because they want our money. They want that money I worked hard for. These people out of the 800 don't have a dime to spend on your breaks. They don't. So any one of them you get in your breaks, well, what you're doing is you're taking money from the poor. Gio knows it was a stupid style. I like Gio. No qualms. I respect Gio. I think Gio has I think he gets cards. He loves cards. I see that. That's important to me. I think Gio probably has a decent heart. It was just a bad statement. A lot of America does work hard, and the system is not set up for them to be successful. You don't spend days in the education system. You don't see what's happening inside our system, in the families inside our system. Do you know how many all of Las Vegas is Title I. Basically 95% of 3 million people get free breakfast and lunch. I'm not saying, hey, that's government. I'm not going to get into politics of it. What I'm saying is they're deemed poor. All of Las Vegas. The other point I want to make is there's a lot of fear of missing. I'm going to be more, okay, my rant is over. I'm better. Let me get a sip of coffee. Some of that is my annoyance from having I can't walk at the moment, very annoyed. I'm going to be calm. The rest of the show, I'm going to be calm. We have two great guests coming on. It's my first time meeting them. I have many more things. We're not going to get to it all. We'll have to do some tomorrow. But let's just be honest. It is so easy to overspend on sports cards. And every single one of you in the chat right now has been there. There's so many cards I want, and I'm not talking about $10,000 cards. I'm talking about 50, 100, 200, and I have them on my watch list, and I rarely buy one because my money should be going to other places right now. Almost all of them are the same price they were a month ago, 2 years ago when I started following them. Okay. But my point, do you know how easy it is? And you've been there. You've done this. I've done this. I'm being on. Let's be for real. The first time I made $600 off YouTube, which I think was June or July, I got that check. And I bought like Alpha, Beta, Magic the Gathering, the very original P9, 10, whatever I could get for that price. That's $600. It was easy for me to do. Do you know how many cards I could just go, okay, I'm going to buy these 5 right now. I really want them. I don't want the price to go up. I've been wanting them. And all of a sudden you spent $1,000 on sports cards. Or depending your budget, that maybe you've spent $25,000, $75,000. It's so easy. And the higher the price is, the easier it is to get caught up in the fear of missing out. Ooh, I need to get that Griffey now before it goes up. Ooh, I need to get that who's a big Cooper flag auto before, I miss out. Even though anyone that knows anything knows, is even if Cooper flag plays great, the price always goes down right after. And I'm not talking about flipping the cards for profit. I'm talking about putting cards in my collection on the watch list. I love the cards that I have, and I love the cards I want. But there are more important places to put my money. For those with lots of money, sure. For those in the top 200, sure. But don't be persuading us. Don't be putting the curtains over the other 800. Be truthful with them. And Gio, I'm not just calling you out. There's other many. Gio is, from what I understand, everyone that maybe 5 or 6 different conversations, anyone that's been in a Gio room says it straight up. He bullshits. Even your boy Honest Phil gave Gio a shout out. So I'm not coming at him. Let's talk Jeff Wilson. Let's talk a little card collector too. Let's talk a little Pac-Man. And if they're not in that 200, they're working they're sure trying to put it over so they can be. For those growing their wealth or trying to become stable, it makes no sense for cards to sit there. And that is what Mike Petty put it best last show. That he didn't start putting money into cards until he owned his house. And he owned his cars outright cash. And he was stable. And this didn't happen until his late 40s or 50s. And when you are stable, and when you have more important assets first, sure. But don't let that confuse you with the other people that already have that and are playing that game, and you're drooling thinking, oh, this is what sports cards is. It's not. It's what it is to the 200 in the room, not the other 800. Okay, Collector MD came on, and I'm a Collector's MD, and he was grateful, very kind. We talked back, we DM him. I'm assuming he'll come on again. I maybe have twice a year, let's say. I don't hate his message. I'm very curious to have Dan Vintage Baseball back because he was very skeptical. And so I'd love to hear. He's wise. Why he might even be I have a skeptic brain. He might even more than me. So I'd love to hear his issues with the problem. But consumerism, it's a society thing. Everyone needs more, more, more. Everyone's it's shoved down your throat by who? The top 200, maybe even the top 20 in that group of 1,000. But consumerism is a huge thing. And will that pendulum swing? There are some younger people. There are some people that, nah, dude, this is what's being pushed to us. I'm going to turn a different way. Let's live more simple. Will that actually take place? Who knows? A society issue with gambling being pushed in everything. Everything. There's a debt problem in America. The age group most at risk, 18 to 35-year-old men. Just that's, look who's graduating college, women. The one place I thought he missed, and I would like to go right now, I think his little meeting is, so we're not going to do it on a Wednesday live, but I think personal stories really connect. And so I'd love him to be able to come on and share. You don't have to say a name, and that's what I want to do when I go visit, is I'd love to come back and share some of these stories because the personal stories matter a lot. Companies want you to be addicted and create the product that way. From manufacturer to breaker to companies like Arena Club, it's how they stay in business. Just use logic. They want the addicted customer. Another huge problem in society, and this is an infancy. Social media has been around, 15 years, if that? And it's a huge part of this problem. Breaking and mispractice are gambling. Let's just, come on. And many people in that world have completely admit that at this point. The manufacturers are creating a gambling product with every new set having a sort of huge chase with an astronomical odd. It's not about just going to collect a set. It's not going about get a few cool inserts. It's about the chase. It's about, I can hit that $10,000 card. And I just want to mention collectors MD meetings, other ways people can get help, talking with family, friends, Gamblers Anonymous. All right. The update. I recently saw he posted an Instagram thing. And I hit him a couple months ago because you guys talk about him in the chat. So I want an update. I'll have him back on. And so maybe a week or two ago, I checked in and he messaged me yesterday. These were his posts, by the way. Of course, he does those rookie quarterbacks. Now, I get the set is meant to be cartoonish and unrealistic, but it's pretty ridiculous. Completely agree. Hate it. Beckett cannot grade autos. All right, valid. This is what at least he talks real. And finally, for the 10, this is where I don't agree. He's backing Shedeur Sanders. Now, Shedeur Sanders' first game was against the Raiders, who are my favorite team. I have season tickets. My favorite team since I was a kid, lifelong dream. I was born in LA. They were in LA. I moved to the Bay. They're in the Bay. I moved to Vegas. They're in Vegas. Shedeur Sanders played maybe the worst team in the NFL that first game. He sure didn't look that good his second game. So pump the brakes a bit there. He did it against the Raiders. He also said this, go find his YouTube channel and you'll see everything you need to see, I truly think, by an anonymous member. Now, if you remember, he apparently missed, he was supposed to be on with me and Gio. They were going to have a debate. I prepared for it, everything, and he bows out last minute. Okay. He had talked about some women drama and then a girl at the gym. And then he made a video kind of calling out or talking about some of the women influencers. And my suspicion, and hopefully we get him on, we could ask, my suspicion he's got a girlfriend. He's got a girl he really likes. This anonymous member is a friend, tells her friend, go look at this shit. And that's when he got rid of it all. I could be way wrong. I have no knowledge of this. He told me this yesterday, but it was a life. I hope to hop on soon. So we'll see. All right, Mr. Phil. Dr. Phil. The comments. Ooh-wee. People did not spare this guy at all. I like that he was honest, truthful, and exposed because this goes on. In those whatnot rooms we go in, I'd gather to venture one of every 3 of them, one in every 2 of them have some nefarious things going on. You only see and hear what's on the camera. How about real life? Let's all be clear here. YouTube's not real life. What you see on the camera is what they want, is what's on when it's rolling. We've heard young guys that forgot to turn off the camera plan their little scam. Oh, just cancel it. I've canceled it thousands of times. They never know. There's no problem. Thousands of times. Dozens of times. many times. Good old Phil. Boy, did he just let it all out. I appreciate Phil for that. Many people, hey, terrible guy, don't want this, don't want that. No, no, no. I was thankful he shared because people need to hear it. People need to hear it. This is, and by the way, this I normally would not say this. I've challenged Frank on this. Oh, your video, it'll gather views over time. No, bro, it's not how it works. This is one of those kind of videos where I could see this continue by the thumbnail, whatnot's a larger. I can see this getting views as the days, weeks go. That's just what I feel. Normally, I don't say that. It's not how it works. What else? I have so much. I mean, we have our guests coming in 20 minutes. Oh, geez. Well, let's get to the Mantle Awards then. Hey, I have way more. The Griffey Watch will definitely, if we don't get to it today, we'll get to it tomorrow. If we don't get to it today, this dude, is it real? Is it an angle? If it is real, man, he handled it a lot different than I would. He got sold fake cards. What else we have? Oh, geez. I mean, this is why the NBA sucks right now. The NBA needs to do something. It's so terrible. I don't think we'll have time tonight. We probably won't have time tomorrow either because it's a heavy guest show today and tomorrow. But this was a great video, and and a lot of people made content on this, but it's why the NBA sucks right now. We don't have time at the moment. These guys here's Greg here, who will be our guest for Midlife Cards, and I almost exposed the mystery tag team, so let's not do that. The Mantle Awards, the shit Mantle Awards. So before we do that, if you haven't voted, I sprained my ankle. I don't think I broke it. It sure hurt. Like, oh, it hurt so bad. On crutches, so we'll see. Haven't been to the doctor. But go vote. It's the link at the top. At some point, I shared the link to call in. I'm gonna have to change that. Let me change that real quick. Copy. Call it because these guys, people are gonna be calling in. Call ins wanted, and I'm gonna pin this instead of the. So if you want to vote, it's pinned currently. Give me about 5 seconds. I'm gonna change that, and you can see on the board what you could bet on. Oh, 2025 needs a timeout from the hobby. This one is actually in the chat. You can vote. There's 94 votes. Let's get 100. Why don't we get 100? And it seems like one guy's heavily favored to win. Call-ins wanted. I'm going to pin this instead. Rhonda, if there's any way you can replace, I'm going to share it again. This is where you vote. Or teacher assistant who is here, whoever wants to help out, but click the link. We got our guests coming in 20 minutes. Click the link to vote. I'm prepared. Oh shit. No way. My guy. I know I got a little heated. I was in the moment. I got a bad ankle. Let's get this dude on. December 2nd. Who had the over under? Mr. Geo. Sorry, I got so mad. I got mad. We can't hear him. Oh shit. What happened? Oh shit. Golly. I changed a little audio. Geo, we can't hear you. I hope it's on your end and not mine. It's probably on my end. How about now?
I think we're good. It was my fault.
Oh, thank goodness.
Here's the tough thing for me, and I'll make it quick. I feel bad breaking my rule. I agree with almost everything you say about this. But I get fed up. But I get fed up with people who do the whining. And I'm not even saying you, but like,
was I whining? I thought I was pointing out a point.
No, I think you were. The Thanksgiving thing is ridiculous. People use Thanksgiving in every avenue to advertise.
I hated it.
That's fine. But you hate it when a car dealership does it. Like, stop it.
Let me just say it though. Yeah, I do.
Fine, but don't sit here. People were scalped about this. Stop it. That's enough. You know that. That's why you're laughing, which is fine.
No, it made me. It gets me boiled.
It was a great rant. Here's what I will say though. I also. There are a ton of people in the top, and honestly, it's more like if you look at stats now, it's more like the top 8% control like 80%. It's got 90%. I mean, it's got
you're right.
More skewed, right? Here's the thing, though. I'm fine with people who are doing, like you, for example. We've talked about this off air. You could make more money doing content and other stuff if you want to do extra things. You could do it, right, and make money. But you love teaching. You do your thing. You are in that 80%, 90%, but you're content doing it and you're happy with what you do. No issue, right? Great, good for you.
It's still a struggle. I mean, it's still not easy.
I get it. I have problems, though, when anybody who makes the jump from that side to the 10% side, they automatically did something terrible. That's where I struggle.
And you know what? Here's Gio. Let me be. Here's one thing. I think because this is new to me talking with people, and it's
Sure.
factual. So, but it's new to me talking to people. So I don't think those worlds cross enough. I don't think
Yeah,
that
and they
80 or
don't. By the
90%,
way,
even if you get to know some of the guys, you realize, okay, not there are great people that have money, but
but a
there's
lot
some
of them
people that also
had it.
give you a really bad name.
Correct, and a lot of these guys did not make it. They had it, or they inherited it, or they were given it. They were never in the other side. That's why I've told you this before, though. I also think there's a ton of other people, even like the guys whining in the chat. Yeah, my first challenge to all of them is: do you work really hard at what you do? Do you try to excel and do other things? Are you innovative? Are you creative? Are you trying to get out of there, or are you content to be miserable?
Okay, now let me just flip back because I'm right
Sure,
now. I'm
please.
probably working 70 hours a week between
And you're
teaching and
exempt,
this.
by the way. I told you,
But
you
I'm
are
just,
content
but
to do it.
the
It's
point I want to
different.
make is there are people doing that, and it still doesn't mean
Mhm,
it's a ticket into even the
correct.
top of the 80%, or that other. It's still. I mean, you see housing. Who can afford housing prices? The average person, that average mortgage.
And I don't again, I don't even disagree. I just think a lot of people don't even try to do that. They're just content
Well,
to complain
okay,
about
I
it. I
think
do
that
you
some are
and you know that.
hopeless. Some feel hopeless. And you're
Okay, well,
right.
if you're
Some feed off the system. I'm not,
yeah,
I'm not for that. I don't want to get political.
but even then,
Some
if you're
do feed
hopeless
off the system, and that's. I'm not happy about that.
no, but if you're hopeless and if you've given up, then, like, who's gonna help you anyways? Like, you're on, it's done. But there
AIH is calling tomorrow. I forgot.
yeah,
Oh
and I'll get
shit,
out of the
AIH
way.
is calling
I
tomorrow.
don't wanna block one of the I gotta put the little man down. But
Geo,
that's
we made it to this. Call in again. Come on,
we did. But I just
we're
that
back.
is always my point.
I'm
Rather
glad
than
you
just
did.
be
I'm glad we could.
and
Yeah.
I feel like I am one of the few guys who has actually bridged that gap, and I've documented my journey for the last 10 years. I
But
did
to
grow up with no
discount how tough it is, and especially like an
I'm not.
18-year-old kid
Dude,
who's
I'm not.
preached go to college and spend all this money in debt, and it's like, oh my
Sure.
god.
But again, my pushback is always right. I had the same thing. Grew up with no stable parents, single mother on welfare. All of these same things that these guys all complain about. You can't get out of it.
All right, but hold on.
You can.
The COVID spike, and I'm not saying you weren't doing very well prior, but it does take a little right time, right place, a little luck.
1000%. No question. But I also got into breaking
It
in
does take drive.
2015. Yeah,
You
yeah,
have
and
drive.
it also
You
takes
have drive.
it takes the so do you. That's why you do this all the time. Like that's why you hustle. But that's always my pushback. And yes, it takes timing. Like the timing helps everybody. It also takes like the balls to risk it and go for it. Like I was doing this in 2015. A lot of the guys in your chat were still whining in
And
2015
some of
about
those
it.
guys that risk don't hit though.
Correct.
You
And
are
I
right.
didn't.
It does
And by the
take
way, I
risk.
didn't
Risk is a little important, but some don't
a-
always. Risk
absolutely.
means risk.
Risk means and maybe it doesn't work the first and dude, I've been on the other side of that too. I lost a ton of money when I did the app that went bankrupt. Like that was a huge strain on my family. And that almost pushed us back in. So either you take that and whine or you get back up and do something and get pushing. But that and I can grow facial hair,
You want to
mommy. I did
stay
that
for
for
the 10 minutes to do the Mantle Awards with me, or you want to not do it?
no, I would love to.
All right, this is so bad.
If Petty doesn't win by double digits, this whole
No,
thing's a
no. You
scam.
want to do these Mantle Awards?
Are they oh, is the voting still
Mama
open?
Breaks, King of Cards, Card Collector, your boy,
What's the category?
Mojo.
What is this one?
This is your thing I thought
Influencer of
you've
the
talked about
year.
the Mantle Awards.
No,
You're
no, I know.
nominated.
No, I was asking what category. I didn't know.
Oh, influencer. Give me a fucking break.
Okay, who's your vote though? You got to vote for somebody. No passes. That's the rule.
Get
You
out
have
of
to
here.
vote. You have to. You have to vote. You cannot. But who's your vote here? I'll tell
My
you
gut,
mine.
I don't even want to say my gut because it's wrong. Go ahead, you.
No, it's just you. Who you think? Don Diego is the most influential person on that list. Look at the pull she has in the Pokemon world. Not even debatable. Not even close.
Oh, she's just Pokemon.
I think so, and she's
They're not all
massive.
sports.
Yep.
The rest I think are sports. Maybe this guy's Pokemon. I don't know.
No, he does sports stuff too. I think he does both. I know him a little bit. I don't even think it's that close, dude. She's huge.
I think this is the worst list. They could have come up with
But
better
you have to
people.
vote though. Come on now, you got to have a little spine. You got to vote here. Who are we going with? Who's the vote? Who's the official professor endorsement?
All right, she breaks no. She's kind of cute. Mojo Sports, just because he makes me laugh. He's so cringe. No one everyone
What
I
does he
talk to really
influence?
dislikes. Well, I'll vote for him just because he cries.
All right,
He's
all right.
cringe. He provides that train wreck entertainment.
Super nice guy in person, by the way. I've actually met Jay a few
Yeah,
times.
they all
I don't
are.
like his content, but he's super nice. All right, here we go. What's next? What's the next
I
category?
thought you were voting. Who are you voting?
I did. Don Diego. Not even close.
You just like her.
I don't even like her stuff. She is massive. Like that's a big thing.
I don't. With you, it's not as fun. This shit's so bullshit. This is the only way you could vote was join the app. To find this online was impossible. It's just these are terrible.
I got a bad feeling we're gonna get beat by Jeff Wilson too. What a kid! Oh, how gross will that
let's
be?
do it. Media platform. I never even heard of the middle two. Who are these middle two?
So Trove does all the talking heads on TikTok. They're great. I don't know Prospects Live. Collects even the people who hate me. You have to hate me less than these people. Come on.
This is a new logo. What's going on here? Geo and
This is
Jesse, big and little.
This was our solo logo when we started doing stuff separate from the Ringer, because we couldn't use that logo for like outside stuff.
Who vote? It's the public that voted, right? Supposedly.
Public voted for like 80%, and then judges, like some panelists that had like a.
And the judges' votes count for 100%.
I wasn't a judge. Jeff was.
Oh, well, he's going to win for sure.
I think they're going to win.
How the fuck is he a judge if he's a nominee?
I asked this very thing to one of the judges. It was not given a satisfactory answer.
All right, I know nothing about auction houses. Who do you give it to?
I don't care. I hate it. eBay. It's the only place I sell cards.
eBay's not on there.
It's not an auction house. Yeah.
You made me pick Mojo Sports.
Oh, man, Golden. Like if I have a huge card, I'm still going to Golden. I think that's like the biggest name for massive stuff.
I hate you.
Right? Like if you had $100.
I know, but he's such a. Nothing. Anything Golden touches is. Ugh.
How dare you?
Geo, man, they're gonna.
I got invited to the premiere, by the way. I got a text from Ken with an invite to the premiere of season 3. I may have
They're
to
on season 3.
I think it premieres like in the next month.
Are you going?
Yeah. No, I don't travel much. I got to travel enough for work. I try not to.
Because you know what Mojo would do. Mojo's going to go and make content out of it.
I'd rather be at home. Like
I hate it. I'm not saying it's.
I like
just
Ken,
saying that. I like you because you're not going to do that. But you were at Fanatics Fest, and Petty gave you shit for that.
Petty loves me, and I like him. Me and Petty are best friends. Petty was at my house last week and had dinner together. It was great.
Get the hell out of here! You guys live on opposite coasts.
He stayed in my guest room.
What was it Thanksgiving with Arena Club and Clever Cuban?
And Frank and Petty, the 4 of us. It was great.
Where the fuck was my invite?
No, you're too negative. Petty was walking around with Alex on his back, dressed like a turkey. It was wild. It was absolutely wild. The craziest thing you ever saw. And Frank was just drinking all the booze.
Gio, on that note, I can't believe I didn't get an invite. Bro, hey, seriously, thank you for calling.
Get me out of here. I'll leave. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to crash it.
No, they're going to call in 5 minutes. I'm going to go
do your thing.
Just prepare. Yep. Gio,
see you in January.
Talk to you later. Hey, now. Not bad. Not bad at all. Where is it?
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
From da and bum and Tokyo. All right, I got to get a little up for these guests. We got a mystery tag team partner. We got midlife. This is the worst. So let's do ours real quick. That's the worst. I shouldn't have done. Gio's too nice. Gio's too part of the group, too part of the crowd. He's a nominee. Gio, thank you for calling in, man. I didn't mean to troll him to come on. I just talked how I wanted. Trust me, I had other slides. I was like, no, I like the break between Wednesday to Tuesday. It gives me time to be like, no, this is too much. This is a little too hard. So that was my light version. I have my ankle wrapped, and I'm so curious. I had to ice it after this, but I'm very curious when this wrap comes off how swollen and bruised it is. I'm just hoping not much, but I couldn't walk. And it's not smart to walk after. You got to let it heal. Anyways, go vote. I don't know if some way, Rhonda, teacher assistant, if you could share the link. Well, I said till tomorrow. I don't want to accept. Tell me, let's look at chat real quick. Chat. And also, if you can ever star any comments. Oh, there's 5 starred. What do we got? Leave a voicemail, but good for those are smart. Those are smart to star. Or just work hard. Yeah, I didn't like that. Gio, thank you for calling in. That was nice. And I'm glad we could have opposite views and still be buddies. And I mean that. We're different camps completely, not just money wise. I'm talking card world, but it's good to have friends on the other side of the track. You never heard that one? Both ways. Just don't get caught with your pants down. Give me a second to breathe. What am I doing? Go vote. Do you want to end this tonight or carry it on till tomorrow? I could keep the voting out and we could look at the end tomorrow, or we could just complete it tonight. We'll say, at the end of the show, we'll say goodbye to midlife. We'll say goodbye, or maybe we'll do it with them on. And do you want to end the votes tonight, or should we carry them out to tomorrow? Orlando's the man. Hope you're doing well, Orlando. Uncle Jorms. Is that the old Jorms? The member, it is. Different name. Uncle Jorms. Not Uncle Darnell. Thank God. Reef's here for the givey. I heard Mojo was back in his parents' basement. I mean, some people think I don't know if he's entitled. His dad's a donut shop owner. I don't know, but some people say he comes off very spoiled, entitled, emotional. I voted for him. No, I didn't vote, but if I had to, just because he cries, he makes me just so cringe. He has this video, which we don't have time to get into.
Are you kidding me?
So it's a fake Drake man.
Oh! This guy's making a push. He was on Facebook forever. Now he's trying to get YouTube. I doubt all those views are real, but just damn it. Damn it.
Price
The worst.
card when it's PC10.
Do you know how hard it is to get 319 likes on this? It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Do you know how many it just didn't happen. If Trike didn't want to answer at all. Hey, who's the content you think's dirty? You wouldn't trust. Troy is he's gentle soul. This guy. I didn't even know he was going to pop up. I want to show you the video above. Ugh. He's trying. This is the next Jeff Wilson, but worse.
Are you kidding me?
Now, I want to mind you, he also made this scam video. So, and listen to how this is whole time. Are you kidding me? I have some better actors in my class. Are you kidding me? What do we got? 4 minutes? Let's wrap this up.
Fake Drake man.
Are you kidding me?
So it's a fake Drake man, and I gave up a Jackson Merrill 10 of 10.
The kid's better than acting than this guy.
And $180. There's some kid walking around. He said he pulled it.
I know you got scammed. This whole case of top.
So he spent $180 on some kid walking around on a card. And then he just happens to, hey, takes the Topps holiday. Take it. It's the holidays.
Pops up. All you guys grab them. It's the Topps holiday. I don't like people getting
Emotional manipulation. All right. The man is here. I'm looking forward to meeting him. We talked on the phone just for briefly. It was a great conversation, good energy. I'm going to get rid of this. Let's add him first. Mr. Greg, and let's remove this. Midlife Sports is here. Midlife Cards, right? Just cards.
Yeah.
Greg,
That's the tag name. You can call me whatever. Just be nice.
Well, I think your school day was better than mine.
Maybe.
Greg, how long have you had your channel?
3 years was October, so 3 years and a couple months.
Oh, we're about the same exact, and we also are about the same exact subscribers. So a little fist bump, and the mystery tag team showed up. Yeah, hey now. Let's give them an introduction. We'll do it again because it pumps me up. Hey now.
Now, is that from Stern? Is that where that comes from?
Yes. Yeah. Who doesn't like Howard Stern? Nice to meet you both. Mike, Junk Wax Hero is here. Greg, thanks for coming on and making that happen. And yeah, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Me and Mike, Junk Wax Hero, we went back in one of his videos on comments because I was annoyed with everyone calling me sports card professor. And so I was being a jerk. And, he kind of came back. And, and this is the honest truth, Mike. When I found your channel 2.5 years ago, whenever it was, you're so yourself. You're genuine. And it inspired me to keep making content. I'm not kidding. I mean, it kept me wanting to make content. So, take that for what it is. But I appreciate your earnest, genuine take on making content.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
I have questions for both of you. Let me add this back to this. What I do with it? There it is. Hopefully no echo. All right. So we'll start down at the bottom. Let's see. All right. So recently Greg had a question from his, he asked to his viewer base, and it was about if you had a hobby magic wand. Okay, so my question, I'd like all three of us to give our answer to the hobby magic wand, and maybe we could start with Greg, Midlife Cards.
Yeah, I mean, so the background behind this is I started doing a weekly Q&A like 3 months into my channel, and after about 3 or 4 months, a really good commenter who has kind of gone dark lately, named Andrew Deutsch, he said, you should do a question to all of us. And I was like, that's a good idea. So I started doing that every Monday, and then every Wednesday I do a Q&A. And I try to think about things where I want people to have a platform. I don't want you to have a channel in order to have a platform to share your take on something. I want everybody to be able to be included. And so on this one, with all of this drama we've been dealing with, the auction houses, Dr. Beckett, shill bidding, all this stuff, it's like, okay, everybody's been complaining for all of November. So how about we have an opportunity to say, okay, you get to change something. What do you want to change? And so that is where that originated and how that all came to be. For me personally, I think that too many collectors are still under the spell. See what I did there? Of thinking that PSA decides how nice a card is. If I could wave my magic wand, it would be to release everybody from the
That
from the
spell.
spell of basically needing PSA to tell you.
Oh, is
if
it
your
just
card is
PSA? Because wouldn't you say the same for any grading company? They're the ones in charge.
Yeah. I mean, it is for a degrading company, but at the same time, I mean, when, like 48 out of 50 cards that are submitted for grading are going to PSA at this point, then it's mostly PSA, and PSA is the king of the castle at the moment. So I just want people to say, just because PSA says it's a 9 doesn't mean it's has to be viewed as an inferior card to a 10. And that's a mindset.
I go to shows and it's mainly vintage guys, but it's people more in the business, I would say, but they're very, it graded a 5, but this Jim Brown, it really has great centering. So they almost want to sometimes be it's so hard. Even when it has a grade on it, sometimes it's still the person that has it views it better because it has nice sharp corners, or it's mainly with vintage at this what I'm talking about, or it's centered properly, and so they want a certain price. I mean, do you run into that? Have you seen that?
Well, yeah. I mean, the difference is all the modern cards just came off the factory line with high-end cutting equipment, high-end production equipment, high-end card stock, and vintage cards were made with inferior products. And so there's a much wider array of cards that came off the assembly line. So right off the bat, there is a huge array. Even if you opened a pack right now, the centering is way inconsistent. There's paper pulp in some of those old paper products because it just gets chunky, and they didn't use the same sort of materials. And so it's not a new thing that people have preferences within vintage cards in particular. And I've evolved on it. Like I wanted a pack fresh card. Like even 5 years ago, I wanted a card that was sharp. It could be off center because it came out of the pack off center. It could have print dots because it came off the assembly line with print dots. But where I have come is I'm a very visual person. And because I'm a visual person, I want the card that when I look at it, it doesn't make me kind of like want to tilt my head because it's a diamond cut. I want the card that when I look at it, it just looks like it just looks nice. And it looks real. And a T206 card that is sharp, I go, oh, that's trimmed. Like it looks trimmed to me. I actually prefer a T206 card with rounded corners. I think it looks like it should look. It looks like it's the patina. It's like you watch American Pickers and those guys want the sign that has rust on it. It's rusty gold. The patina is the natural aging of being handled. And to me, that's a charm.
I haven't always felt that way, but I've definitely come around to that when, I love the Kareem rookie, and I'd rather have it where I know this is the real thing. This is something that has some wear. It's lasted 50, 60 years. And a point I made to someone I was talking recently, all these cards back then, it's overprinted right now, but they're all going straight into penny sleeves. Since the 80s and 90s maybe, but the cards from the 50s and 60s were not going into penny sleeves and top loaders. The hobby magic wand. By the way, comment in the chat. What is your if you could wave a wand, what would you get rid of? And I want to give you a chance if you have anything you want to finish up, Greg, and then we'll move over to Mike.
No, I mean, I'm happy to answer anything, but that's my magic wand is free yourself from needing the grading companies to tell you how nice your card is, and trust your eyes. And if you want sharp corners and don't care about centering, that's what you should go after. And if you want a card that's well centered but has some touches on the corners, then go after that. Just because one card has a 6 and another card has a 4 doesn't mean that the 4 is inferior to the 6. If you like the 4 better, you should go for the 4.
And I want, I know who was it? Will Greer, my guy. I respect both these guys' content. And so, they're not going to sit here and go talking about other influence, not going to be nasty, but it'll be informative. So I'd love to hear Junk Wax Hero Mike. What would be your magic wand?
I've been filibustered by Greg here. Just like on the podcast. So somebody in the comments said that Greg and I are Hall & Oates. And I mean, I've got the hair for it. Greg, what do you think?
Those guys, I mean, I'm all in.
Yeah. If I had a hobby magic one,
my dad's favorite band, by the way. So I know Hall & Oates very, very well. My dad's favorite band. Anyways, sorry, go ahead.
If I had a hobby magic wand, I would have hair. And I think we would have
me too, bro.
We would have competition for PSA and for Fanatics. That is in my opinion, a massive, massive problem in the hobby. And when I say PSA, I mean collectors with the capital C. The company that owns PSA, they dominate everything. They continue to increase that domination, that monopoly that they have, and they will continue to.
Okay, so I'll give my magic wand, and it's a magic wand. I could do anything. So, maybe I'd get rid of 5 or, no. You know what I'll change? You cannot have breakers making content, not on social media, not on Instagram. You can't have them showing, hey, and not even breakers. The guys at the show giving away cards, I would get rid of it. I can't stand it. It pushes it on. It's not our demographic they're targeting. It's not for us, and so I would get rid of it. I don't like it. I have more. I have much more. Let's do our second question. So let's see. This is regarding to Mike, because Mike did a really good interview with Beckett. He got to him when, after the podcast, the infamous podcast. And I thought you asked good questions. You didn't steer away from the questions. So my question to you, and I got to meet Beckett a month and a half ago before any of this happened. That was a big my channel brought me to meet Dr. That's cool. And so now I have a little different take. It's still cool. But Mike, what was your takeaway from that interview?
Yeah, first of all, I want to point out, Adam in the comments asks, I'm missing the Celtics for this. Yeah, so I've got the Celtics on. And last week I put up a TV in my office finally. And I do have the Celtics up here. My wife is watching the game without me upstairs. My takeaway is Dr. Beckett is super out of touch and did not grasp what the issue was. Didn't seem to understand it, even though I was explaining it to him. I had emailed him about it. People had told him, and he didn't grasp it. And I just don't think he ever ventures out of his bubble. I think that he has this bubble of people that he talks to, and that bubble, if you are a very, very wealthy person and you're influential and powerful, you're going to have a lot of yes men. And I don't know that that's the case with him, but that's what I imagine. And I was expecting a pseudo apology from him. I was expecting him to say, I'm sorry that I platformed Pat Ryan. I'm sorry that I allowed that to happen.
He wouldn't go there. That's not
no.
Yeah. Okay.
And it just
that's the same. A similar take I got was, it was before any of this. I respected him a lot, but yeah, and talking it out of touch is I completely agree. Absolutely. I just want to give you kudos because you asked good questions and you didn't steer away from them, and they're not easy to ask to someone that's our elder and respected. And so, have you done many how long have you been doing interviews?
I have been doing this for, I guess, since the beginning of 2023. So 3 years when I first started bringing people on and feeling like I didn't want to just do fluff pieces. Like I just did one with Dustin, and I asked Dustin some difficult questions, and I know he was uncomfortable But
I gotta watch. Oh, we'll watch that on the live if you don't mind. That is great. Not now, but that's great.
but he I'm not interested. I won't watch a puff piece. I'm going to ask you, I'll be very professional, but I'm going to ask you some difficult questions that make you a little bit uncomfortable. And if you I like it that way. That's what I would want to watch, and I think that's what other people want to watch. Even if I like somebody a lot, if I had Greg on, I would ask Greg difficult questions. And Greg's one of my favorite people in the hobby.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Greg got lit up on that one. Hey now.
Well, let me say a couple things here, because Mike and I and Adam, who's in the chat, who actually just commented, Mike's the Hobby Larry King. The three of us have started a new venture that is a YouTube channel. It's a podcast in the podcast network, and there's some other things coming. And the thing about Mike is
the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That's just
the
one thing.
Yeah. But it's the funny thing is as you say that, it's so memorable. You remember Clubhouse. It's almost like perfect marketing that it becomes memorable, that you remember Sports Card Clubhouse. The Clubhouse part is memorable because of that. So it actually works out
Also,
well
it sends
for
a
us.
better message than Mantle. Clubhouse is the place where we hang, the place where we gather, the clubhouse.
It's where the guys change, and they talk and watch TV, and they hang out and they talk baseball. They do their thing.
Women.
But we've been working on this, collaboration thing, and one of them is Mike has been wanting to do some more interviews, and he started by doing some, other influencers and some other dealers and some stuff, and then he started doing interviews of just a variety of people, and we're like, you're really good at this, like lean into this. So on the Sports Card Clubhouse channel that we have, again, it's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's also on YouTube. Mike has been doing like a weekly interview of some sort of current eventy type person, and it's really good. So I don't even know if it's something that Mike planned on being good at. He just is like, Mike, you're good at this. Keep doing this.
Thank you.
That's interesting.
I appreciate that.
You guys are. Oh, this is nice. How do you two know each other? Just through content, or?
Yes, we met at the National last year, 18 months ago, and we just kind of hit it off. And then he invited me right on off topic immediately after. It feels like it was like the next week or 2 weeks later. And we just had this connection, and we started texting, I don't know, 6-9 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And then we met up at the National again this year. Greg very kindly spent an hour walking around, 90 minutes walking around, trying to find a 1961 Fleer basketball wrapper with me, wax pack wrapper. And that was awesome. It was a lot of fun. And then I called him maybe a week after the National.
I didn't realize you guys were both basketball guys. I see baseball. I didn't realize.
He's not.
Okay.
No, I'm not.
He was just
I'm
helping
really.
me.
Yeah.
But in your collection, Mike, I see some of your stuff. It's not all. It's mostly not basketball.
No, I'm like
a lot of vintage.
I would say,
not
I'm like 85% baseball, maybe, and then 10% basketball and 5% all over the place.
What I love the vintage basketball stuff. So what was what inspired? Where's the passion for the 61 wrapper?
I love wrappers. I love vintage wax pack wrappers, and I love the 61 Fleer set of basketball. And so, thanks, Orlando. And it just, I saw it. And then the next day I kept thinking about it, and I was like, I got to go back and get this. And I couldn't find it. And Greg was like, let's go. We're going to find it. And we used all kinds of clues from photos I had taken the day before and ended up kind of finding it.
I'm a West Coast guy. So growing up, it never made sense to travel to the East Coast, go to the National, just buy the cards with that money. So this was the first year I went because the channels, and I mainly was I didn't see a few people, and I'm kind of an introvert, but I really enjoyed going to the National. And just for the reason you just talked, it's a treasure hunt. It's a search.
Well, they used to have the National out here. It's been in San Francisco.
Anaheim,
been in Anaheim a couple of times.
I was young.
It was at the Disneyland Hotel one year.
You're talking like 20 years ago, though.
Yeah. More than that. It was at the Disneyland Hotel. But 20 years ago, it was like 2001 or 2002. No, 2000 or 2001 was the last time it was in Anaheim. Because Wilt Chamberlain was signing that year, and my dad almost stayed an extra night so he get Wilt's autograph, decided not to, and now he regrets not getting Wilt Chamberlain's autograph.
I believe that. Just to pivot real quick, a little thing. The closest vote we have right now is 2025 best in chat. So click the link, go vote. We'll conclude voting at the end of the show. So that's everything else is kind of determined, but that's the closest one. All right, let me move.
We haven't voted. Do we get to vote?
Oh, you should vote.
Do we do it publicly, or does it need to be anonymous here?
No, I think it is anonymous. Or you could definitely just tell us, but if you also want, I'll put it in the chat right now. But you could definitely tell us who would be your best. Well, here, let me put it up. Add to the
So
stage.
I'm going to jump in just for a second here. There are a
Yeah.
lot of comments about horror movies here, and this is my jam. I'm a horror movie guy, and
They're
somebody just asked,
trolling me,
Hold on,
Mike.
let's
is
not
what
run
they're doing.
comments
They're
for a second so
trolling
we
me.
can see Mike.
somebody just asked me what I think about.
Anyways, let's stop rolling comments for a sec so we can see Mike, or else we cover him. Go
Mike
ahead,
just
Mike.
froze. It's perfect. This is
Oh, he just
perfect right
froze.
now.
That's
He's
hilarious.
frozen. Yeah.
So this is who you'd vote on, and let me remove, and then we'll get him back on when he unfreezes.
he
did he just come back?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
my bad. Here, we'll add him back.
I'm like, oh, sorry about that.
There
I don't
he
know what
is.
happened. So Terrifier 3 is amazing. Somebody asked about it. Terrifier 3 was amazing. Do not take your children to see Terrifier 3. It was so good, but also, yeah, just don't take your kids.
Mike, I also wanted to ask you a question to rewind, just so I lost my train of thought. But my question I've wanted to ask is, because you do ask good questions. What I know, Greg and we're both teachers, but what is your background, and does it help you? Did it help you be able to, in that role that you're in now?
So I lead a group of data professionals, and my role is in basically building relationships and influencing people to do what I need them to do, and getting things done for other people as well. And yeah, it's basically people. It's something that probably
And does that do you think that helps
Yeah,
translate into the interviews?
for sure. I think that my type of skill is something that's going to outlast AI, because just talking to people, and I think I'm good for a while.
All right, let's see if you do want to vote. And we don't have to spend much time. I do have a few more questions, but I don't know how often you watch. Best in chat, best live caller, the story of the year. Who would you? Okay, so the options for story of the year, and I know whoever's doing comments, the teacher assistant's not hearing. Let's stop running if you're listening. Stop running the comments for a minute so we could see our boy Mike. But the story of the year is either the FBI raid for the 350 million, fake auto sale. We don't know 350. That's what we're told. The snipe fail, the Shine 150, 13 million, or the last one is the P. Ryan Beckett podcast. Which of those four would you bet is or vote for the story of the year?
I think it's snipe. It's not.
Oh,
It's
wow.
frankly not close. I think it's a massive
Give us your
story,
reason why.
because it was promoted as this huge eBay killer, and it was this big opportunity. It was going to change the way we buy sports cards, and then a week later it was gone. And there are some pretty serious allegations out there that they were shill bidding things up with fake accounts, with house accounts. So I think it's a huge story. I think it's going to last a long time.
And Greg, what would you vote?
Well, I was going to go with the Dr. Beckett P. Ryan thing, because when you think of people our age, right, us middle-aged guys, like our childhood hobby hero is Dr. Beckett, and the fall from grace and the scandal and the conversation. I mean, you can make the argument for all of them, but if I had to pick one, it's Dr. Beckett losing some of his shine.
So I fall in the category. If I would pick either of your two over the other two, you're right. It's heartbreaking what we heard there. But I would also go with the snipe fail, which I don't think is going to win based off the 200 votes. But the snipe fail, you're right. I mean, it's a huge. And the other, one problem someone brought up was when people get their information gets stolen. You normally get an email. You normally get, hey, we'll provide you this. I don't think people got anything. So I think it is a huge story, and it can't be swept under the rug. I'm not going to make you do easiest to dislike. Do you watch often enough to vote? You're going to vote Petty. Man, maybe vote best live callers, Petty, Orlando, Ziggy, or Gio. I can't imagine you don't vote Petty.
First of all, one of my best friends is Mike Petty. I'm going to see Mike Petty on Friday. My daughter has a soccer game. They're in the state semifinals in LA. I'm flying down there, and Petty's coming to the game. Mike Petty will always be undefeated as best guest on any show. Like it's not even close. If you could pick anybody, the president of the United States or Mike Petty, I'm taking Mike Petty. Like he's the guy. So that one's easy. The part that makes it difficult is the best chat, because then Mr. Boozle's involved.
Oh, I know. That would be my vote. He's just too funny.
Bob Boozle, I love Mike Petty, but Bob Boozle takes it, and it's not close.
Yeah.
Has he been on anybody's live? Because the dude is comically, he's a genius. Guy. You know, I mean,
Boozle, I would pay him to come on the channel. Like I mean, he said he was going to be at the National next year. So if that happens, I just want to tap on my shoulder and says, "Hey, what's up, Greg? I'm Boozle." I mean, that would just, I want a picture with Bob Boozle more than just about anything.
I did like Ziggy against Gio.
Oh, Ziggy's a good call in, no doubt.
I met Ziggy at the National.
Did he give you a card?
He didn't give me a card. But
Ziggy, what's up?
We met up a couple of times and talked fairly at length at the crosswalk once, and very likable. Very likable. Yeah.
Okay, so going to your sports card clubhouse here, I have two questions. One, your vision for it, and two, how did the idea and execution come about? And I'm going to remove this because we can't see Mike's face, but your vision, and then we'll do, how it came about and the idea.
I'm going to let Mike take the lead.
I'll start here with the idea, and then we'll go to Greg for the vision. He's kind of the ideas guy. And the original idea was mine, where I called Greg about a week after the National and said, "Hey, we should do a podcast." And he said, I'm in. And we kind of tossed around some ideas. We met with some folks.
Hey, Philippe, you suck, by the way. Sorry, Mike. But Philippe, you're so opinionated. And you're always so negative. Go. Sorry. Jeez Louise. Sorry, Mike. Go ahead. I'm sorry. He's commenting all over the place. Whatever. Okay.
There's Ziggy right there. So we talked about it for a good, 6 weeks or so before launching in early or late September, maybe. And the idea was that we would just do a podcast, and then I would have a podcast. We would do a podcast together. I would have one once a week where I interviewed people. And then we would bring in like 4 collectors. We might bring in other people to do their own podcast. We're not quite there yet. And then Greg has some great ideas too.
Well, like you said, we met with some people, and
look at that handoff. Very professional.
I don't think the people we met with, I think the people we met with had some good stuff. I don't think it was a good fit for us and our personalities. We are just a little bit in a different lane, so it didn't feel right. But I kind of thought about it, and I was like, I think that just doing a podcast isn't enough. Again, my whole thing is I'm a teacher like you, right? And so I want to involve people. I don't want my students to just sit there and listen to me for an hour. I want my students to be active
You've been trained.
Right? So if I want them to be active participants, that's going to make them more engaged. It's going to make them learn better. It's going to make them feel better about the whole experience. And so I wanted to try a podcast because it's a lot of work to do all this editing. And I wanted to just talk and hang out with a hobby friend and not have to worry about editing. Just hit record and just talk about it and just have a fun time. And wherever the conversation goes, the conversation goes. But then I was like, I think we could do more than just that. I think that we could do some things to make there be more involvement, and that we're working on some stuff.
No, your questions are good. That's Chris Sewell did stuff like that. They work. They're good. They're engaging. I thought it was a good. The first topic on that one I watched went like halfway through. I wanted more topics. I know you got to more, but I think it's a great idea. I like it, and clearly you've been doing it a while and it's working.
Yeah, I mean, we've only started the podcast a while ago, but I've been doing a similar format with my channel, and I like hearing people's opinions. I'm the guy who, when I go to the National and I'm at a dinner, I'll ask people, "Hey, what are you looking for? Why are you looking for that?" Like, okay, you want to get a Lou Gehrig 33 Gaudi? Why? Like, what's the reason behind that? And I like those probing questions about asking about why people are wired the way that they're wired. And so having conversations like that with Mike, but also having opportunities for other people to be involved. I mean, the reason why like your live streams are so fun is because of the chat. I
No
mean,
doubt.
if
No,
if we
it's
were
the
just
group.
broadcasting live and there was no chat, this would be far less enjoyable for everybody.
That's right.
And the live streams and the chat are the live streams to be successful are dependent on the chat. And so we're working on a few things. We're just getting started. You've seen the
Yeah, I
tip of the
see.
iceberg.
Yeah. Okay, so the vision would be more, it's a podcast site or channel, or the vision is
It's a
podcast,
club. The vision is a clubhouse.
a
The
hangout.
vision is where people can hang out.
Yeah.
And we have a few ways that we're going to try to make that happen.
Starting with the podcasts.
Correct.
Okay, I have one more question. This is the last good question. Let's add it to the stage real quick. Okay, and I'm not trying to be negative, but this week Greg talked about too much complaining, which is fair, and not enough action, which is pretty close to the truth. However, I want your earnest, I'm asking in all earnest. I'm not trying to troll. My take is like, how can we do that? So there's almost nothing that I or we can do to change the school system, education, fast food on every quarter, needing 10 apps to watch live sports. So, and my take is that the corporation, big money's moved in, and that's what sports cards is. So I almost feel hopeless. One of the best things is the narrative is set by content. It just is spreading awareness. So what else can we do, Greg, Mike, it's almost hopeless. It feels like an uphill battle.
It's never hopeless. First of all, there are always things we can do. I think it depends on the problem. And the problem with auction houses is a lot of people aren't informed as to what the actual rules of each auction house is. And from one auction house to the next auction house, the rules can vary dramatically. So one thing we can do is inform people, hey, if you are bidding at REA, the rules are X. Are you sure you want to still bid there? At Golden, they are X. And then what we can do is we can find the ones that are user friendly. We can find the auction houses that actually aren't rigged and promote those and get involved with those and have those owners on. I mean, for example, my buddy Tony, Southern Collector 14, who's in the chat right now, and Dan's Vintage Baseball PC. See, I said it right, Dan. They both had on last week the Love of the Game owner. And once you listen to him talk on their channel for a while, you go, I like Love of the Game. Maybe I'll check them out. And
explain Love of the Game. I'm not actually sure.
Love of the Game is one of the auction houses. And it's an auction house that is a little bit more of the rarer things, a lot of pre-war things, older stuff, some Type 1 photos, some autos and stuff like that. But when their rules aren't rigged. And so I would say having them on is a good way to do it.
Yeah.
CIA
auctions,
CIA auctions, the leadership of them are Chris Sewell, your buddy.
And our chat loves it. The chat here promotes, talks about CIA often.
CIA, I mean, the Texas Snowman, Jeremy, our buddy Theo, Clemente Collectors started working there. They're great guys. They're trustworthy guys, and they do it for the right reasons. They just want to give a platform to be able to buy and sell cards and not have the system rigged. So what we can do is we can promote places like Love of the Game, like CIA, and then say, hey, did you know these are the rules at Golden? Well, now you know. So that's one thing we can do. That's a solution, is actually publish what the rules are. And, I'm pretty good friends with Jeremy Lee. Jeremy Lee's finishing up his book right now, and his book, and I know he was on your channel a week or two ago. And Jeremy Lee, Mike's just laying back going, here goes Greg again. This is just the way I am. I'm sorry, but he asked me a question, so I'm gonna try to light the match. I think that Jeremy is doing a fantastic job, and what his book is going to do is it's going to be eye-opening for people, and then people are going to be able to use
a lot
that
of
as
the
a
people that
reference
need
guide.
to know that information aren't reading that book, though. People will, but a lot of people that need the information.
I now have a reference guide where I say these are the
okay,
rules.
okay.
Hey, look, because in this book it says this.
So
this
it better informs us to help spread it.
Yeah. So when you say what can we do,
it's tough, man. It's
the
tough.
first thing I hear though is what can I, as a guy with a channel, do?
Yes,
and
that's right.
And that's what I'm explaining right now. Is that's what a person with a channel, can do to try to help with the current situation.
Well, like nothing we say is going to change tops from overprinting.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, that I agree with.
The auction one is where you put kind of this is one we could actually have some change in.
Yeah. I mean, that to me is one of them. So there's one solution. Now, Mike, now that you've been completely shut off. Oh, is Mike frozen? No, he's not.
No, he's there. I'm gonna. But Mike, you have a good.
Mike, tell us what's
good
another
aura,
good idea, Mike? Or is
it.
My idea good?
A good aura. Jeez, you sound like the 14-year-old girl at camp I went to in middle school. You're such a nice aura.
She sounds great.
I work with anyways.
What was the question? Sorry.
So, what was it?
What
so
changes
Greg mentioned,
can we actually do?
I feel hopeless. I do the channel. You're absolutely right. The channel. I do believe media and making people aware. But I feel I get discouraged. It
is discouraging, and I talked about this, I don't know, a month or two ago, where we can, yes, Ziggy, we can focus on what we like, be aware of all the shit that's happening all over the place, but focus on the things that we are into, the things that we like, and not ignore, be aware of, make sure you're aware of the scams that are out there, but don't get bogged down by all the bullshit.
Both of your content represent what you just said. Like, that's what I like about it. There's no both of your content. Mike, what you said absolutely represents your content, and Greg, what you said. I have one more question. It's kind of weak. Do you guys have any topics or thoughts or things you wanted to bring, or not? Just came in blank. No pressure. I'm just curious.
Well, you had mentioned bringing a topic, and there was a video that popped up yesterday that made me think of a topic. But I want to hear your last one first.
My last one's the positive side. The best thing the hobby has going for it right now. So something let's talk about what is something you enjoy or you think is the best thing for you personally that the hobby has going right now.
Can we just pause for a second? Ziggy just had a comment. The problem is you guys are active and are not active in modern, and that's where we need you most. And I think this is a great point by Ziggy. I like to buy. It's right there. I buy singles of ultra modern and modern, but I think what he's saying is breaks. There's nobody who's active in breaks who I don't know, maybe who is anybody active in breaks who actually comes out and says honest things about breaks? Or are they all?
Well, yeah, Professor had a guy on yesterday.
Right, but yeah,
that was a good interview. That
was interesting.
I wouldn't say that guy was active in breaks, but
on the other side,
I think that Ziggy's point is good in that there isn't anybody who is talking about the scams that are happening in breaks. It's pretty rare that I venture into break type things because it's not something I'm into, and I don't really see that content ever. So,
something I want to say, because your channel, it's basically the more content that's real and genuine, that's better for the hobby. That, and fine, it might not get the most views, but in the long run, it's just, it should win out. I mean, maybe I'm completely wrong there, but the more people that have that channels that grow like yours or mine is a voice for the regular stuff, the stuff we like. So that's okay. And Ziggy's angry card dad, I did not know that.
He's got a few.
He's got like 12. So if you block him, he's just going to find another life.
Ziggy's my guy.
I've never blocked any of Ziggy's accounts, to be clear.
Yeah.
Me neither. He's tested me. He told me, but recently we've been much better.
To Mike's point, though, Sports Card Radio used to have like a tip line where like guys would send in like video clips and say, "Hey,
I
look
think
at
that's
this
a little
break."
overrated because people send me stuff. It's easy to find anyone on Instagram. People send me stuff that are viewers almost on the daily. So I think that's a little over. Most people are not out there. Ooh, the breaks. Let's record them. Let's send them. Some of that's overblown in my opinion.
Well, Nick, the sports card hunter, Boston card hunter, has tried to do that in the past, but it's too much. He
Okay.
got too many private messages about it.
I don't buy that. That's because I see what I get. It's like, okay, too many. Well, I enjoy them. Let's put it that. Maybe I get too many. I don't think it's too many, but I enjoy getting those because it's great. It keeps you aware. It keeps you seeing what other people are having issues with or what they're, where they're. So I enjoy getting those DMs. Okay, the best part of the hobby. I'll give mine after you two. You two go first. I'll let either one of you take it.
I mean, this is going to be cheesy. When I started I'll give a couple. When I started my channel, I didn't know anybody. Like I didn't know anybody who had a channel. Nothing. I had no connections to anybody. A lot of people now are commenters. Like if Bob Boozle started a channel tomorrow, he'd have 500 subscribers by the end of the weekend.
I'd be there. Hey,
Yeah.
$25, he said, for pictures of his wife, chat. $25.
I asked for multiple subscriptions. I think that those connections, I mean, I have friends in so many states. I mean, I'm flying down to LA for my daughter's soccer game. I'm going to hang out with Petty. I'm going to hang out with another friend, Dave.
Now, in
Petty
fairness, that's because you have a channel, though, because I'm meeting people
Right.
now too. But if we didn't have the channel, it would. But so okay, so it's okay. All right.
So to me, because it is so easy to make a channel, and it is so easy to make the connections. I mean, one of the things that you started doing, like your channel caught fire a few months ago.
That's right.
But part of what happened when it caught fire is you started reaching out to people. You started direct messaging people.
My channel grew about for 2-3 months, and after the national, I realized, yeah, it's time to. People we want to have these conversations. We want people like getting hit, including me. So it's yes, and it's really nice getting to know some of the people. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. And so to me, I mean, that's the best one. But I think it's the friendships, all that stuff. But I think, and when you ask me of the hobby, see, part of my hobby is my channel. Like part of it is the cards, and part of it is doing a channel and is doing this stuff. Like
I can't afford the cards. This is my hobby, no doubt.
I know, but it's so easy to become a part of this community because it's so easy to just start a channel. It's so easy to do that. For me, my favorite part of the hobby is the hunt. I love finding something that I didn't think I'd ever find, and constantly using context to get a hold of other context because they heard a guy had the card, and I have some crazy stories of some of the stuff that I acquired just through knowing a guy who knew a guy who heard that a guy, and that to me is a blast. But the friendships that I've made are undefeated. It is cheesy to say it, but
I do, and I always want to echo the channel isn't, because with the growth of the channel, people reach out, you reach out. I agree. The last 3 months, I've met some really strong friends, like just really, really not even content, but just viewers, and it's really neat. So it's almost priceless.
I mean, going to the National and some of the hobby dinners that we had, we went down to Shoeless Joe's a couple of times and just hung out for like 3 hours. It was fantastic.
So Mike, what would be your, and maybe you want to give a couple as well, but best thing the hobby has going for it right now?
Well, Greg nailed it. It's two things. It is, I love the hunt as well. I get bored once I have the cards or a collection, a full, complete collection. I get kind of bored with it. And so I kind of have a million long-term collections that I love because I love the hunt, and I never want to finish them. But then the relationships that we've built, I am very much, this is going to surprise people, but I'm very much an introvert. I like being
Same.
home. I love talking.
By the way, it comes off. We know you're an introvert. Get out of here.
I know. That's why I was joking.
Oh, facetious. He's
yes.
okay. Humor.
So I love talking to people, but I don't want to spend, like, when I'm at the National, it's hard for me to say, yeah, I'll go out to dinner. I'll go out and do this stuff after the National, because that's my downtime. It's my quiet time. But with these guys, it's so easy. It's so fun. And additionally, this is a great escape from the real world. Now,
that is a great point. So I talked to someone that says he's here for escapism. However, we couldn't avoid the stories of P. Ryan and Beckett. We can't avoid not talking about Snipe, but at that point, it almost feels like not an escape. I'm coming on doing 3 weeks of lives, feeling exhausted.
See, for me, this is an alternate reality.
Yeah.
What is happening in the sports card world is completely different than the real world. And it's interesting and exciting. Yes, Tony took me to a Cubs game with his family. That was awesome.
Hey, now.
The hobby, everything that's happening, all the crazy shit that happens around the hobby all the time is an alternate reality. It's political, but in a different sort of way. We don't need to be, there isn't a divisiveness in this stuff. We can all agree that monopolies in the hobby are bad, that shill bidding is bad, that scams are bad, and we can bond over it.
By Rhonda, teacher assistant, thank you both for helping out. Mine would be, and I concur, but I do think 5 months ago, before my channel I didn't meet anybody this way. The only person I met prior to, but was really Gio. Gio found channel 2 years ago, and he came on a couple times before I had interviews. So I do think it helps having the growth to be able to make the connections. But you're right, you could come on to chat and make connections that way. You can call into places or reach out. So sure, mine would be, which I echo that, and it's similar, not just the hunt, but for instance, this is 1969. I think this is a little trimmed, but there's this is $2, and I love 1969 basketball. And then these are what I picked, not slabbed, but at the National, I found cheap Batman stuff that I thought was beautiful. And so there's something for everyone. I don't agree with spending $20,000 on a pumped up card right now, but if you want to, you can. And if I want to say, hey, I see value in the Vince McMahon rookie and it's cheap, I can go buy the Vince McMahon rookie. So for me, as much as I hate what's going on, there's still so much stuff out there. And I have a lot of $100, $200, $300, $500 cards I want, but I could still just go have fun for $2-3. And for me, that'll never go away. That'll no matter how shitty or I feel or discouraged, that'll always exist. So that's mine.
We now know what Greg wears for pajamas.
Nothing. Oh, okay.
Those aren't pajamas. Those are after work.
Damn, you got into those pants quick after school.
The second I walked in the house.
I wear mine all day.
Yeah. So those were kind of I looked at some of the recent videos you had and had a few questions. Did you guys have anything you wanted to throw out and if not, that's quite all right. Let's throw it your way.
I'll talk about whatever you want.
All right. So you go. I do have one I'd like your opinion on. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay, so on the channel, we'll be doing a Griffey watch, and it's not just Griffey. These cards, I noticed. I mean, it's Charizard. It's not just sports. Since June or July, it's been nothing but up, up, up. It's like we're in COVID all over again. Every day, every week, if you bought that card, it's going up, and that's not how it works. So I have thoughts. It's very hard. It's scrambled. It's a million things. But why the hell did the Griffey go from 1,800 2 years ago to sitting at almost $5,000 doing nothing but going up recently? I just can't wrap what is your take on that?
It's higher than that now. It's up above 6,000, I think. There was
so depending on Card Ladder doesn't have those. eBay has it. Tomorrow, Chris Hoge is on. I want to ask him why does some get? Depending where you look, you get discrepancies. Sorry to interrupt you, but
no, it's a combination of things. I think you've seen the most iconic cards go up pretty significantly this year. Just people love iconic cards. It's what I collect. It's what I talk about.
I don't buy it.
And repacks. They're using those
Okay,
cards
that I
as
buy.
they're using those cards as the chase, the grail cards. And so they buy as many of these grail cards, the iconic cards, as they can, and then put 1 or 2 per repack product. And that they're not buying them at 90% of comps. They're buying them at 100, 110, 120% of comps because they can, because everything else they're buying at 30 or 40% of comps, 70% of comps, whatever it is, in those low cards that they're putting in to fill the repack, they'll pay whatever they need to get into these iconic cards.
So I try to look at what's changed. It's not, oh, everyone's moving. It's just to me, the two things, mystery packs is one, these paying crazy percentage. And the other one that's changed in the past year is the buyback program for PSA. So those are the two things I could think of that have, I don't buy. It still doesn't make sense. Everyone's moving to Griffey from it to go to 18. Everyone's just going to pay more and more and more. But, it's kind of funny. So I don't agree really everyone's moving. I hear that argument all the time. But the second one, the mystery packs, and then the PSA buyback program is brand new. And I just feel like some people are maybe taking advantage, manipulate. It's a new thing. So that's mine. How about Greg? Where are you on this?
I think it's a combination of a few things. I think some of it Mike mentioned. I think there's some truth to some of that that's contributing to it. I think part of it is, if there's like this echo effect of like this 30-year period where everything, if you take something that was popular and you wait 30 years, that's about when people start to have the money to buy the thing from their childhood. So the people in
that didn't change in the last 5 years.
Well, in the
that's
last
my craze. Like, I just don't understand. People were buying Griffey 3 years ago and 4 years ago, and people were buying Joy. So it's just so weird that I have, because I've heard I've had hour conversation with many people, not on this and on this, that it's people moving into those cards, but I just have a hard time with that. The pop counts are not low.
I don't think it's people moving into those cards long term. I think there's some of what Mike said. I think there's some of what Mike said. I think there's some of the 45-year-olds that are our age.
Who's kissing ass? I enjoy these guys. These guys are nice guys. They don't shill the product. They're genuine. I'm having a fucking conversation. Sorry, but who's kissing ass? I don't understand. Stop it. Sorry.
No, you're good. The other thing I think is, I do think there's a hot potato thing. I think it's, musical chairs. Who's going to be the person? If I can make $20 and then it went up $20 and I make it, and the next guy makes $20 and the next guy makes $20, and eventually there's going to be one chair left and everyone else will have fallen to the ground because there wasn't enough chairs. I think that it's this circular thing of passing it around and everybody's taking a little cut. And then all of a sudden everyone goes, that got carried away. And then everybody runs and somebody's left with the $6,000 PSA 10 Griffey. I think that will happen. That card is going to crash. Look up Kevin Durant Topps rookie cards from the COVID era. Like the base ones or the orange ones went to like thousands in tens, thousands. And there were just thousands and thousands and thousands of those. And then all of a sudden everybody fled and the card just absolutely crumbled. That's going to happen to a certain extent. The Griffey will never go down to zero like those Durant cards. It will come back to, somewhere. I think probably it'll settle around like a $3,000 mark, but it's going to come down. It will. It's hot potato.
I agree.
It's musical chairs.
That's right. Yeah, that's a great. I was going to say it's people are almost prospecting iconic cards where they're saying I can pay $6,000 for this because I can sell it for $6,300 this week, and then that person says I can pay $6,300 for it because I can sell it for $6,600 next.
And this
week.
is what happened during COVID.
Yeah, it's crazy, and you guys talk about FOMO, and I think that's a big problem. I get JOMO. I get the joy of missing out. If other people are doing something, if a lot of people are doing something. If a lot of people are doing something, I'm moving away from that. I don't want to be buying these cards that have tripled in price this year. I'm going to start buying early 2000s Boston Red Sox refractors because those haven't increased in price and I can keep buying them right now for no problem. And then as prices come back down again, which they inevitably will at some point.
Listen to the man.
Uncle Jorms made a fantastic comment there at 6:48. It says it's the 2008 housing market. I knew so many people who were pulling out equity to go buy 3 houses because houses were going up $10,000 a week. And then they were pulling out that equity to buy 3 more houses. And then all of a sudden, everyone goes, oh my gosh, no one can afford this. This is out of control. Everybody bailed, and the housing market absolutely crashed. It's a perfect analogy. It is a hot potato of borrowing to buy this only because it's going up, not because it has reason to be the value that it is, but because it's going up, I have to buy it. I'm going to sell it, and then I'm going to buy another one because I'm going to make that easy money again. And then all of a sudden, it's gone and it's over. And that will happen with that Griffey card.
I've been saying it. Yep. I have a bet with somebody on the over under of that price in a few years. To the chat, just the commenter, stop interrupting. I've had these guys on 50 minutes. I'd say I interrupt, but for 5 minutes, 45 minutes, they talk. I interrupt sometimes. But the other point I want to make is it's a conversation. It's how I talk to people on the phone. Do some people say, hey man, stop interrupting? Sure. But I think I'm working on it, and I don't think I interrupted all that much.
You worry way too much about what one commenter is saying.
No, they like when I fire. The point is though, also fuck them. They like when I fire back. That just, that's just how it is. And you know what? Sure. I had a point to make. I wanted to ask a question. Let's see. Greg, we're almost at Christmas break, not to rub it in. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry
man, I can't wait.
Where do you want to go with it, Miles? Same.
Here's I actually watched some Card Collector 2 videos because I like when he bundles. I think that his negotiation techniques people could learn from. And so sometimes I'll watch how he bundles things, not because I have any interest in the stuff that he's buying or why he's buying it, but I think it's somewhat interesting. So he had a video that he posted last night.
I missed 2. I'm sorry. I missed 2.
Card Collector 2.
Got it. Okay.
And what he did is he went into the Dallas Card Show before the Dallas Card Show opened with one of his dealer buddies. So it was a contact. But they met up in the show at the tables, and he went through and he made this $15,000 bulk buy before any of the people who are traveling or paying to get in are able to get in the show. So my question to you is, when you see these videos and you see these people who have early access into the shows and they're going around the show and they're cherry picking stuff, and this is for you, Jason, what is your take on that? Should dealers be able to go around before everybody else? Should VIPs like Card Collector 2 get to come in before anybody else and make a bunch of deals before us regular old peasants get to come in? Like, what do you think of that?
All right, let me ask you a question with it. I think some of the card shows don't exist without that. I think that's how those dealers, it's travel. I don't, maybe they're making good, but I think a lot of what they're without that pregame, that's where a lot of the money is exchanged. That's should it be allowed? I'm not quite but I do think a lot of the shows need that, because that's where some of these guys are finding value, making their money. Without it, I don't think they're making enough money just getting a booth. Maybe I'm way wrong, but I think they can capitalize so early on what's out there early that it's a necessity almost to keep these shows going. I've never thought about it once. The fact that you brought it up, my gut instinct is, why the hell? Yeah, come on. Now, let me ask, if you're a dealer at a show, you still get to go pre-pick, you still get to go make those moves.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think it shouldn't be? What is your take on it? You've given it more thought.
Well, I've given it thought because people have asked me this question before, and I've wrestled with it because I can see both sides of it. And then I had an opportunity. So one of the big vintage shows in the country is the Strongsville, Ohio card show. And Strongsville's show reached out to me. They said, we want to give you a press pass. We want to get you early entry. We want to give you all this stuff. And they let me in the night before the show opened. And I'm walking around. All the dealers are walking around. All the tables are set up, but there's nobody in the show. And I'm walking around going, man, there's some pretty good stuff here. And I personally, and this is just my own thoughts, and what I wrestled with. And I was like, it feels like it would be wrong for me to go make a deal right now when nobody else gets to come in. And but then I'm also thinking, I'm watching dealers do this all the time. I mean, you know, your buddy Jeff, your buddy Ryan, your buddy Jay.
Now, what do you
all
think
these
about the credibility of they need that pregame because it's how? So I don't know if everyone's making a ton of money with the table. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are, but it just feels like some of that pregame is where. And maybe you're saying that's unfair because they get to make that money early.
I don't know. And the reason I'm asking is because I can see both sides of it. And I have always argued that it's not a line I personally would cross. So when I was at that Strongsville show, I did not make a purchase until the show officially opened to the public the next day. That's what I did. I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anybody else, or
That's
I
what
have
you felt
morals and
comfortable.
other
That's,
people
man,
don't.
that says a lot.
Yeah, that's what felt right to me. But there were a lot of dealers making a lot of deals in the room when nobody else was in there. And I was just like, I wonder what other people think about it. And the only reason it popped into my head last night is because I saw Card Collector 2 do that. And I was like, I wonder what these guys think about it. So that was the question that
Let's hear Mike's take.
On just going in and buying stuff.
I guess
before the show
buying
opens.
pregame, the people that get to do the pregame.
It's that type of thing doesn't bother me. You're never going to change it. You're never going to be able to do anything about it. It's just a fact of the matter. And I don't like trying to buy from a dealer who bought from a dealer, right? So they've just bought something at a slight discount, and now they have to mark it up. And so I don't know. There are some dealers have bought before a show started from another dealer, and now they've got their stuff marked up too high. Greg's looking at me like I'm an idiot.
No, I'm looking at the chat.
Like
and I'm looking at how Dan said I got in early at Strongsville, and I did, but I didn't buy anything. That was my point.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting line for you to cross. I never thought about it once because I'm not really privy to it. So the time you got to it, you didn't feel comfortable with it. That's interesting.
I don't really have a problem with people doing it per se, but for me, my gut was telling me I shouldn't do it. And that doesn't mean that I'm right and other people are wrong for doing it. Like dealers doing it, great. Like good for them, I guess. But I'm curious what other people think on that particular topic.
It's never brought up. It's interesting. I'll give it more thought. We've done an hour. I know you guys were Mike's over, or in the East Coast, I believe. So
he's just watching the Celtic game anyway.
Okay, we'll go catch the ending.
Celtics were up 17 when I came down here. They're up 18. So we're down 17. Now they're up 18.
Oh,
so
wow. Okay.
35 points swing. Since I joined this live, we should stick around forever.
What I want to say is I'd love to have, I thought you guys crushed. It was great. I enjoy the conversation. I'd love to do it quarterly, or you're welcome back whenever. You know, it was a great conversation and different.
Well, what I want to say is because I've been telling you that I think that the friendships and the camaraderie is what it's all about. You know, you were telling me the other day that you're going to be up near me around.
Yeah,
Christmas
let's grab
time.
lunch.
If I'm around, I want to come grab lunch with you. I think that would be a blast. We'll snap a picture and put it all over.
Hey now, no,
yeah.
that would be really neat. I won't have a car, so you might have to do more of the traveling.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
No, that would be great, and I hope we can stay in touch and continue to talk off and on camera.
I'd love to come back. You're a very good host. The chat is undefeated. You know, Mike, my brother in arms, you know, keep checking us out on Sports Card Clubhouse.
Yeah, the chat's great. Thanks for having us, Jason. This was a lot of fun.
I really enjoyed it. Guys, have a great night.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, that went great. You know, I know it's not the juicy, oh my God. It was a great conversation. It was also, you know, I tell you, I got discouraged. Stuff like that takes a little bit of this discouragement away. So I want to reveal our votes. I'll share it in the. We'll close here. The ending. We'll reveal the. We didn't even get to voicemails. We're 2 hours. Should we keep the show going for? Let's ask chat. Do we want to do some voicemails now, or just save all of them for tomorrow? We just hit 2 hours. We could do voicemails and then we'll do the voting, or we just jump to the voting. Chat, just jump to voting, or do you want to hear voicemails? And we're going 2 hours. You tell me. I'm looking at chat for this one. The best. Chancho. The sweats. Yes, now voicemails. Thank you. Hey, thank you to Greg. Thank you for getting Mike. It was a pleasure. It was just a pleasure. Voicemail, yes, now voicemail voting. It's really split, very split. Let's do 2 voicemails, just 2. I have a lot. There's quite a bit of voicemails. This is the one that has the most votes, 206 votes, 2025 easiest to dislike. There's a unanimous winner there. It's not close. If you want to call in with a voicemail, it's 702-483-7344. We're going to do 2 voicemails. I have 7 or 8 here. Oh boy, do we want to do this now? Let's some drama. Eventually Ziggy will be on to talk about it. Not drama. Let's make peace. Let's make peace. Let's listen. I don't know. Ziggy, I think, left a voicemail.
I want to rant about Dan vintage baseball cards, but I don't want to upset.
I feel bad because this Dan is one of both Mike and Greg, who we just had on there. They're good friends, I believe. But and Dan has been nothing but great. Dan has been nothing but great. So let's see. We'll let Ziggy says what he has to say. It seems like he wants to make peace. I think he was a little more hot at this time. Ziggy, I hope you're okay with me playing this. Here we go.
I want to rant about Dan vintage baseball cards, but I don't want to upset Dan because I know he's very sensitive. But
yeah, you already some Dan's vintage baseball PC. Now it's a little long. Dan's vintage baseball PC, but that is his channel name. And I get upset when people call me sports car professor because there is another sports car professor. So I get the frustration. Let's listen to damn Ziggy.
I want to explain something. Dan was on Hobby Hotline this weekend, and Dan refused to let anybody call into the show. He had Chris from PSA on there, and he actually said in there that his goal is to make his guests comfortable, and he doesn't want to upset his guests with any rude questions or hard questions from the chat. Now, I want to point out the whole purpose of a hobby conversation show like yours, Professor, is to have conversations and debate, talk about stuff. Yet Dan blocked me, blocked Ziggy, blocked me because I asked him to ask this Chris guy about if PSA's warranty protects the stubber of the cards as Dan the Card Man exposed on your show. This is a legit question. Yes, Dan, baseball card PC, took the role of industry blocker instead of hobby hero and helping us get a question we need to have answered.
Okay, there's 30 more seconds. First, he started with he wants to make peace and then went on a thing. So, I knew he was a little more hot at this moment. Let's make peace. Dan has been nothing but a stand-up great conversation. I'm glad I met him. And Ziggy, I love Ziggy's my guy, but he also runs hot and cold sometimes. But I love, Ziggy was annoyed by this. Ziggy was anyway, he wants to make peace, but let's listen to his last 30 seconds.
I'm ranting again because the hobby's full of miscommunication. Dan, I have nothing against you. If you were an adult, a grown man, you wouldn't be a coward and you would talk to me, you communicate with me. Someone has obviously poisoned you. They've scared you, and I don't blame you. So again, I don't want you to take this rant personally. Don't get sad, Dan. Dan, if you're still there, don't get sad. I'm going to reach out to you personally. I want to explain what's going on. But it does bother me. It really bothers me, Dan. Instead of making the hobby better, you're on the other side, man.
Okay, couple reactions. Number one, if it was the first time they had that guest on, I could understand being sensitive. If you've had this guest on 3, 4, 5 times, if you've had him on once, your first time getting to know him, all right. DeBlock, I don't know. Also, Dan's been nothing. Dan's great. Dan is great. Also appreciate Ziggy a bunch. The funny part with Ziggy, he doesn't want to make waves, but then, he calls him a coward and don't take it personally. So I think Ziggy was hot at the moment when he left that voicemail. We'll do one more voicemail. It's 33 seconds. And then just hope you enjoy. Okay, let's hear it.
Hey, Prof. Kenny P here.
Kenny P.
Just hoping you enjoyed your time off for a few days and took it easy. Maybe chilled with a lady friend or two.
Boy, do I need that.
Enjoying that crisp air out there in Vegas. Wish I was out there, brother.
No, you don't.
Here in Jersey, it's 30 degrees with the wind chill.
Today was 42, and that's part of the reason. We got done playing football. My hands are freezing. So when I go up to grab the thing, also his hand's still getting better. I go up to grab it and fall. My hands were freezing. So I think part of it, what an idiot. What a bad move. Let's the bonehead move. I hope I can walk tomorrow. Here we go. Let's finish this off.
Ugly as hell. The women are ugly. Fuck New Jersey. Anyway, welcome back. Hope we have a good week. Take care.
Well, 90% of the women that are good looking in Vegas are looking for that cheddar. So, you know, I mean, the women here, sure, there's some good looking ones, but unless you want to fork over some cheddar, which I'm not going to do, it's not my style. Yeah, they're not interested. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 voicemails. One about Phil, the recent interview. 2 about the recent. People are hot about that recent. There's one 18 seconds. We'll do the 18-second one now on the Phil. There's another one 36 seconds. We'll save for tomorrow. Well, let's do it. A big 18 seconds.
The whatnot scammer Phil. Yeah, he was filling his pockets, huh? Rather be filling his mouth. Little punk ass bitch.
Oh, hey,
I'll
come on.
tell
I
you
like
what,
Phil.
You can keep people off the brakes, but you won't keep little bitches like that off the brazzers.
I don't know who this caller is, but he does. I love it. Little macho man. By the way, a friend of the channel, a viewer, he made a cool macho man thing. We've been so busy, so I didn't get to it tonight. Tomorrow's also very busy. I just hurt my ankle. So, but I would like to play that at some point. So I didn't forget about you. And I thank you for doing that. We're going to end with the voting. If you have not voted, I'll share it one last time, and then we'll conclude the voting. You vote there. Most people have probably voted at this point. Vote, bam, and we'll give you about a minute. Let's go. Let's just go. I mean, I had quite a rant. If you missed the beginning of the show, the first hour was hot. The second hour was more calm with our guests. Great guests. It's great conversation. The update on SCV Sports Cards. Tomorrow we're having Chris from Card Ladder on, Chris Hoge. And then after that, at 6, it'll be Chris Sewell. I've never met Chris Hoge. We've had some conversations through DMs. So I'm looking forward to asking him some questions about Card Ladder. And then Chris Sewell, one of my favorite people in the space. I had a huge rant about all this. So highlight the 24. It's 3 months of a member, and you get this cool, and it's cool to see Run Good Life. It's scrolling at the bottom. Thank you, Mr. James Fenn, Paul, Beyond Proof, Collector Charles Petty. I bet you they're all here. If not, 4 out of 5, I bet you. All right, let's do it. Here we go. If you haven't voted, shame on you, because we're doing it. We'll end. I don't want to do this. There's a poll in the chat. I'm going to end that now. Where is that poll? Why is that? Is the poll gone? Where's the poll? Why is this the only thing here? Go to channel, unpin message. All right, let's unpin. Oh, there it is. All right, it's a clear winner here. 2025 needs a timeout from the Hobby Award. Our nominees are P. Ryan, and now it went away. What the hell? Oh, YouTube, your poll. I even remembered to do it. Well, I'll see if I can get to it. That's stupid. All right, well, let's just do this then. What the hell? It showed me the numbers and everything, and now it's just gone. Stupid. Do one thing. Do one thing. Did it work? Sure did. End poll before that ends. All right, there it is. The poll is ended. What do we got? I don't know. Unreal. I can't even see it. Well, there was a clear winner. The timeout is the Probstein. It's also the most recent, but hell yes. As Mike agreed, as I agree, that snipe story is not over. It should not be over. It doesn't mean we need to beat it like a dead horse, but it is not over. Too much went wrong there, and now he's got tens of thousands of cards back on eBay and no problem. I'm going to take this wrap off. How bruised is my foot? How swollen? All right, let's do our awards. Here we go. Let's put them on the screen. Bam. The live caller was close, very close. 46%, who I think is almost 100 votes. 35% to Geo. Thank you for calling in. It's great that we have different takes, different spaces there, and we have a lot of the same similarities as well. Both love cards. I do believe Geo does love the cards. But Petty, I agree. Caller of the year 2025. We'll run the awards again in 2026. Let's scroll up. This was the closest this was the closest of the battles. 2025 story of the year had 160 votes. The FBI raid, the fake autos, it's the biggest number, 350 million, 39%. Me and Junkwax Hero felt snipe, biggest failure. We would have voted there, only 19%. This is equally, to me, I would have voted between one of these. Oh, you can't even see it. Unreal. Are you kidding me? Let's change that. All right. Bam. There it is. Petty 46%, Geo 35, Ziggy, and then Orlando, we love you. it's because you're not a hothead. It's because, you notice all three of these guys come with Orlando's very even keeled, very level wisdom. Not that these other guys don't have it. This is the 39% to the FBI raid. Snipe. Kevin O'Leary got the least push, but 160 votes in 19 hours. That's pretty awesome. 207 votes, easiest to dislike. Yeah, Jeff Wilson won by a mile, 61%. 18% to Car Collector. Tomorrow, if there's time, we will definitely get into the Mojo Sports scam video. Who the hell knows? Our final award, the best in chat. Of course, Petty's a close second. Bargain Boxer Rugs, love you both. Appreciate all your support, always being here. But Bob Boozer, you're a comedic genius. Let's be honest. And we got to get you on a live one day. Mine, somebody else's. Comedy shows wisdom. Comedy shows a brain. Shows a different way of thinking. The guy is fire in the chat. Gentlemen, at peak, we had 151 on Tuesday. I love the slow growth, little by little, every week, every month. And sooner or later, we'll have 200 in here every night. So it's fun. I enjoyed hanging out with you. I thought it was a fun show. The first hour, I kind of went crazy. I'm frustrated with my ankle. My ankle will still be a problem tomorrow, but we made it. I was worried sitting in this chair for that long. Thank you to the callers, both Greg, Gio, and Junk Wax Hero Mike. Check out their clubhouse. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good show. 2 hours, 10 minutes. Hit the like button. There's 150 people, 130 people in here. Let's get this over 100 likes. We're getting close. 97, 91, 100 likes. Hit the like button. We're also 7,600 subscribers. I don't think 8,000 will come before the end of the year, but fun to shoot for. Gentlemen, ladies, thank you for being here. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Fun time. Good time. Let's make sure you know that. Come on. Jeez Louise. I had a blast. Thank you for being here. No doubt. No doubt. Thank you to Rhonda. Thank you to teacher assistant. Have a good night, everyone.